Okay, my name is Ohiozebau. I was born in England and I was raised in Nigeria. That's where my roots are. And I have been in Canada since 2015 and in Edmonton since 2018. I'm a visual artist working in many materials, including acrylics, fabrics, yarn, but especially with reference to this exhibition, I use a lot of Ashoke fabric. Ashoke is a traditional Nigerian fabric. In my experience with the Works Festival has been, I have in the past done public exhibition pieces, but in the past it's always funny that I haven't been there in person. And so this year is exciting because I will be there to experience my work, see how people engage with it. My experience with the past exhibition was how I was in the space with the works and people were coming around to take photos and they didn't know I was the artist. That was really a rewarding moment because I could step away and see how people participate. Well, not alone as such, it came from the idea that in 2020, when the pandemic hit, we were all lockdown mode, and this body of work came from that time when I was reflecting on how that we all had to be home, we all had to wear masks, and that made me realize that, hey, irrespective of who we are, whether it's race, difference in identity, we're all affected with this situation because we're all human. Community support is more important than division, is more important than trying to find differences. So that's where the title came from. In 3 words to describe Not Alone, I would say connection, community, resilience. With each piece, I am trying to reference the idea that being together is supportive. My works is an attempt to reference resilience, community, and support in that the very fabric itself is created and designed by a community of people working together with their hands, and through resilience they have been able to come up with weaving and making these textiles. And so I reference that as the material in the work in order to tie it back to the themes and ideas I'm exploring with Not Alone as such. The materials I used in this exhibition was largely Ashoke fabric, and Ashoke is a hand woven fabric from the Yoruba culture in Nigeria, and that fabric is made by a community of men, women, sometimes children, and so it's a collective effort to create these beautiful materials that are worn on very special occasions. I use acrylic on top of it, and if you look at the works, they look like masks and sculptures because I'm trying to reference the idea that this is related to an African art. The symbolism become like my handwriting in a way. When I create, I have an idea, a sketch. Sometimes I go straight on the canvas and start drawing. Sometimes I just sketch like thumbnails in a sketchbook. But the major part of my process is allowing the work to go where it wants to go. I don't say, for example, I have a sketch, it must be like the sketch. For the most part, 99% of the time, the work flows in the direction that I did not envisage, but it's always a good way. It's always a good turnout. It's because I'm not restricting myself to a sketch and I'm not restricting myself in the moment. Well, I'm hoping that guests respond to the works with a sense of curiosity and open-mindedness to learn and engage with the work and the ideas, and perhaps take a second look at the elements that look like marks and sculptures and wonder where they're from and ask more questions and create like an ongoing conversation. Not Alone as such connects to the festival in environment. The fabrics itself, they come from the natural environment. They are cotton, hand-picked and processed. In terms of resilience, the people who make this work go through a whole process, and in that process of making it, it's hard, but they go through it and keep on at it until they're able to make this production that they're so proud of. The most exciting thing about presenting this work is that I'm able to share the work with a new set of audience that has extended the exhibition and the themes, the stories, the idea I'm trying to express. and also looking forward to hearing feedback from the guests and visitors who will be at the exhibit.